What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. I am super excited for this one because we are getting some Flashpoint Beyond issue number 0. The legendary writer Geoff Johns is taking us back to the Flashpoint existence, a sequel that follows up Flashpoint itself. We dive back into the world of Thomas Wayne, arguably one of my favorite Batman variations. Ever since the events of Flashpoint, we have seen Thomas Wayne pop up here and there, from The Button to Infinite Frontier, most recently Justice League Incarnate. And if you haven't checked that out, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It'll get you completely caught up on everything that happened with that event. But in that series, what we saw was the death of Thomas Wayne, being killed in a fight against Darkseid. They were trying to prevent the Great Darkness. And with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue number 0, we are picking up with Batman currently studying this chalkboard. On this board, there is lots of stuff going on. At the very top, it says 5G averted. Now for me, I gotta assume that they are talking about the 5G event that was supposed to happen, but more or less got nixed. There are many questions also being raised, like what is beyond the Omniverse? The fall of the Justice League, it leads to the rise of something. Questions about Deathstroke. Going through all of this, we find out that we are in the location of the Time Master's hideout. Mime and Marionette have helped him come to locate one specific item, and that is the watch of Janie Slater. Not really sure what he is up to, letting the two of them know that their job here is done and that they can leave, not giving them any information. He does go to the chalkboard, and we see him erase the sentence that says Thomas Wayne will die. Now I think up to this point, most of us, we know the story of Flashpoint. Barry Allen, he goes back in time to try to save his mother. In doing so, it leads to a world-ending event, the Atlanteans versus the Amazons. Thomas Wayne becomes Batman after the death of their son, and Martha becomes the Joker. Thomas Wayne teaming up with the Flash. Together, they were able to reverse all of the effects that Barry Allen had changed, sacrificing himself and his entire timeline just so Bruce Wayne could exist. Picking up in Gotham City, this is where we have him waking up, everyone believing him to be drunk. We have Harvey Dent coming and storming in, saying that he is going to arrest him, that he is going to do whatever it takes to bring him down. Thomas Wayne at this point, he is trying to gather his thoughts. The last thing he remembers is Darkseid. By all accounts, he should be dead right now. He's not understanding how this timeline is in existence, why he is here. He doesn't understand anything right now. Harvey Dent's daughter, she committed suicide, and right now he is holding Dr. Wayne 100% responsible, saying that he can prove that he murdered Joe Chill, that he will pay for all of the suffering that he has caused this family. With Thomas Wayne getting up and taking off, he's trying to figure out what the heck is going on, heading to the gravesite of both his wife and his son. His worst fears are true. This is his timeline. This is his reality. Confirming this by breaking into Star Labs, checking the frequency. He doesn't understand what the heck is going on. This timeline should be obliterated. His conclusion is that somebody has to be messing with the timeline. This is the only explanation. Meanwhile, on the news, they are letting us know that across the world it is absolute chaos, with the Atlanteans and the Amazons currently at war. America's allies are dwindling. Superman may exist, but his Kryptonian ship, it landed in a city, or at least that's what they're reporting, saying that it killed thousands of individuals. As the fear-mongering on the news continues, what they are saying is that we should expect an invasion of Kryptonians. With Thomas Wayne listening to this but going through all of his notes, he looks at a chalkboard. It is completely blank, looking away but then looking back yet again. This time, there are words on it. Words saying everything matters. With Thomas Wayne not sure what this means, thinking that maybe this is the Reverse Flash. Maybe he's messing with me. Smashing this chalkboard, he vows that he is going to change it all back, that he will ensure Bruce Wayne lives. Taking us over to Central City, they currently have a killer on the loose known as the Clockwork Killer, an individual who has been murdering people throughout the city, taking out their organs and replacing it with clock gears. Our forensic scientist shows up, the one, the only, Barry Allen. As they do the autopsy on this guy, we find out that his name is Abracadabra. Murdered right here in this alleyway, dismembered, all of his organs taken, the same MO as the last couple of murders. As he studies this body, he heads home. What we learn is this is the Barry Allen before the Flash. Always late to getting to places, completely consumed in his work, no personal life whatsoever. But when he heads home, he has someone waiting for him. Thomas Wayne sitting in the dark. He tells Barry Allen it is time they have a conversation. Not sure if Barry remembers everything like he does. He quickly learns that this Barry Allen is not the Flash. Regardless, he tells him everything from start to finish. As Barry Allen takes all of this information in, he is completely overwhelmed, telling Thomas Wayne that it is time you leave so I can gather my thoughts and figure out what the heck you are talking about. But Thomas doesn't have time to wait. Drugging Barry Allen, he takes him back to Wayne Manor. Upon arriving, the sky is red, the thunder is rumbling, the lightning is striking. He has come to prove that he is right. Barry Allen absolutely petrified as he comes to consciousness. Batman apologizes to him but says that this has to happen. I will prove to you that everything I said is true, letting him know that he has a family, a legacy, a museum. He has all of this. Barry Allen taught him that there was a better way than how he had been doing crime. And while so far he really has stepped over the edge, none of this is going to matter if he can bring the Flash back. As the antenna goes up, all they have to do now is wait for the lightning. But before that lightning can hit that rod, we see the chemicals shattered, the ones that are supposed to be injected into his body when the lightning comes down. The perfect mixture to create the Flash. All of this happening in a matter of milliseconds. The lightning strikes that rod. Thomas Wayne can do nothing to stop this. Barry Allen takes that electricity and he burns to a crisp. The Flash is dead before he could ever be born. Simultaneously, down on the ground, this is where we see Harvey Dent gets harpooned through the chest. Batman jumping down to the rescue because Harvey Dent had his son Dexter in the back seat, being able to save the kid just in time. They see the perpetrator jumping from the rooftop, setting the kid down. He is in hot pursuit. It doesn't take long for Batman to catch up to him as he starts breaking bones. As he starts really punishing this guy, he has to ask the question, who sent you? And what do you know about Barry Allen? This guy being sent by Aquaman. Thomas Wayne has to wonder, how the heck does Aquaman know about any of this? The guy tries to lie and say that Batman was the target. He knows that's not the truth. What Aquaman had told his assassin is that Batman was gonna go looking for Barry Allen to change things, sending him on the mission of assassinating Barry Allen before he could become the Flash and make any changes to the timeline. The assassin continues talking, really egging him on, asking him if he has ever had to see a dead child, talking about how much he loves killing women and children and the innocent. Thomas, unable to control himself, he takes this guy, smashes his head into the wall over and over again until he is nothing but a bloody pulp of a skull. And he knows this is not the best version of himself. He also knows that none of this will matter once he fixes the timeline. This could be one of the most brutal variations of Thomas Wayne to ever hit the floor. Because right now the only thing he cares about is fixing this timeline. He will kill anybody that gets in his way because he knows what is possible. He knows the future that is out there for his son. After getting a small taste of that and being back in his reality, he will stop at nothing to ensure this goes back to the regular existence where Bruce Wayne becomes Batman. taking us to Epilogue 1. We're picking up in Arkham Asylum. They have come to let Gilda Dent know that her son, the son of Harvey Dent, has been adopted by Thomas Wayne. But we also see someone else. Mr. Hayden himself, the Psycho Pirate, is currently locked up, and he's trying to figure out what is going on, appearing to be from the main reality. He says that Bruce Wayne is supposed to be Batman. In Epilogue number 2, this is where we have Batman inside the base of operations for the Time Hunters, currently going over every bit of information they have. What we see is a diagram that says the Divine Continuum, and it's breaking down every little part of DC Comics, and how space and time are separate things. Space being the Omniverse, and time being Hypertime. And Hypertime, it breaks off into Limbo and the Vanishing Point. The Omniverse, it breaks off into the Dark Multiverse, the Sphere of the Gods, the Multiverse, and the Metaverse, aka Prime Earth. But as Batman goes through all of this information, this Batman being Bruce Wayne, in case I hadn't made that clear, this is where we see the arrival of Corky Baxter, letting Batman know that Rip Hunter is not gonna be happy. Also informing him that Rip Hunter is getting the Time Masters all back together. Using all of them, Hunter plans to change Bruce Wayne's history. That Batman has opened up a can of worms, and they're gonna make him eat it. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. You know, any story to continue on Flashpoint, I am 100% in. With Flashpoint the Button being some of my favorite comics to ever come out of DC. Like I said before, Thomas Wayne is my favorite version of Batman. One of the interesting things that was happening in this comic is that when Batman was out there investigating everything going on after the death of Harvey Dent, what seemed to be a speedster ran by him. Now this could be the Reverse Flash, or this could be some version of Barry Allen stuck in super speed. At this point, they're keeping it really close to the chest and not letting us in on too much information. I think I am most excited to see this extremely brutal version of Thomas Wayne, because before he was already a very brutal and broken individual, but now he has something to truly fight for, something that he knows exists, that he has seen and touched with his own hands. I believe that this is going to be the most brutal version to ever exist. I love that the Time Hunters are back in here. I'm really excited to see some Rip Hunter and see what he's got in store for Batman. Corky letting him know that what he and Thomas Wayne are both trying to do, they are not going to allow. Batman trying to bring his father back, his father trying to bring Batman back. I assume the writing on the chalkboard, maybe it came from Batman. Somehow, some way. What we are also seeing is that some individuals that exist in this reality, they know the truth. By all appearances, it seems like Aquaman actually knows what's going on. Not only him, but we have Psycho Pirate, who is locked up in Arkham. I am very interested to see how he is going to be playing his whole part in all of this. Especially because the last time we saw Psycho Pirate, it was in Detective Comics dealing with the whole Arkham Tower situation, which is still a story that we need to get caught up on. I think I'm 6 issues behind, but we're gonna do one big video bringing all of those issues together and getting it covered and caught up. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by hitting the Super Thanks button. This button will let you donate directly to the channel, and every little bit helps us out. If you can't do that, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you hit that like button, and until the next breakdown.